This video is one in a series that demonstrate using live video feeds in wood turning. Here I will show how to use a surveillance camera with a TV monitor. The camera is inexpensive and connects to any TV with a composite video input. A clear plastic overlay is used to trace and represent the cutter position. When the cutter disappears inside the hollow form, we can still see its position. The cutter is represented in black and the target wall thickness represented in red. Because the camera is mounted on a bar above and travels with the cutter position does not change in relation to the viewing screen. So let's look at the hardware. This camera is designed for surveillance work. Fortunately, it has a narrow 55-degree field of view and costs only about $35. The package contains the camera, lens cap, 12-volt power supply, and a 60-foot cable. It also includes an adapter to use an optional 9-volt battery as the power supply. The camera is tiny and very simple. The only manual control is a focusable lens. To facilitate mounting onto the bar that's normally used for the laser of this articulated hollowing arm, I drilled a 1/4-inch hole in the bottom of the camera's bracket and affixed a 1/4-20 oval nut with some double-sided tape. A 1/4-20 bolt secures the camera to the bar. Cable ties keep the wires away from all the moving parts of the lathe. I added a 3/4-inch wedge that keeps the camera from swiveling in its bracket. Because this camera is standard definition, it connects to the TV's yellow composite AVI port. The camera has audio, but don't connect the red wire or you'll just get feedback. For camera power, plug either the 12-volt AC adapter into the cable or use a 9-volt battery with the supplied adapter. Now just focus the camera by turning the lens barrel. You might have to loosen a small locking screw on the lens barrel first. The camera has non-adjustable automatic exposure, so avoid glaring reflections, for example, those that come off of the lathe's bed. A sheet of colored paper helps separate the cutter from the busy background. Using a small magnet makes it easy to affix a ruler to the cutter. The ruler will be used to lay out lines representing the target wall thickness. The image is displayed on a TV as a sheet of clear plastic overlay is removed from its pad. The sheet of plastic is attached to the TV with some painter's tape. Now I'll trace the outline of the cutter onto the plastic with some black pen. When the blue paper is moved above the cutter, the outline becomes obvious. Using the ruler as a guide, I trace a line 1/8 inch around the cutter. This represents the desired wall thickness for this particular piece. A little more tweaking of the tracing, and the ruler is returned to confirm the outline. Then we can remove the rule and the paper background. The camera remains directly above the cutter as it's moved into the workpiece. As the cutter disappears into the workpiece, the tracing shows the cutter's position. When the red border touches the edge of the form, the wall thickness is correct. If you don't have room for a TV screen, a small, inexpensive monitor can be used. The video cable connects via a stereo breakout cable and into the AV port on the monitor. The monitor also requires using the menus to set a 4:3 aspect ratio. Here the monitor sits atop a magnetic mount, and it's attached by a small articulated magic arm. A bolt and some nuts have been added to the magnetic base, providing a thicker clamping point. Because the screen is smaller, I move the camera a little closer to the workpiece, and this provides a slightly larger image on the screen. I hope you find these tools and technique useful in your own work. Now go and turn safely.